you can't get to everything these days. Well, there's so many fucking games. My God, we've been doing. I know we haven't been doing this long, but we've been doing this long enough to know that we were never going to get one episode a week. It's like so much happening.
There's literally games on Monday to Sunday, and we were like, maybe now is the time to only do less.
Yeah. Like as soon as we finish recording the last one, a guy parachutes into the stage where he hangs himself on the spider cam.
He nearly kills Deschamps.
Oh, that clip with the stuff was like, what the fuck? He's like looking around someone to blame. He's like, what, fix that.
Did you hear apparently there were snipers aimed at him thinking it was a terrorist, but then they read the Greenpeace thing and they went, oh, that's all right.
There's snipers on deck apparently, in the stadium.
So now that might have just been a news thing they put out to be like, hey, let's not let this happen again. But yeah, imagine if they killed that man and then the Euros had to go on.
Well, yeah. God damn! Imagine the fucking. He was close because, I don't think he obviously they couldn't fly a plane directly over because they wouldn't have had the clearance or whatever. So had to fly it close to the stadium, and then he had a Mo Sislak fan contraption on the back of the parachute so he could get to the stadium. And then they obviously forgot about the spider cam, which is basically a net on top of the stadium that there was no way he could get through that without fucking really hanging himself. And he went because it was happening right on RT anyway. I don't know what it was like on anything else, but on RT they had the teams starting up, and then in the background of the graphic you could see the guy swinging around, but it wasn't dramatic enough to me to think that he was falling. I just thought, oh, it's probably just a kind of an opening kind of thing. No one even talked about it, and they assumed oh, it's some fucking Coca-Cola ad or whatever. I don't know, something, some over the top ridiculous ad. And then it was only afterwards, at halftime, goes, yeah, apparently there was a protest of some sort, and a man really died, and so did Deschamps. It's like, what the fuck? You can't look away for a second to this tournament.
A very effective protest when even on the TV they're like, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, literally, I don't know what that was about. That's where your protest has failed. Oh man, I'd say he timed it wrong. I'd say he meant to come down in the middle of the game and got there a little bit too early, misjudged the wind or something.
Yeah, he got down when the cameras were not on the pitch.
Literally the one time, if you come down during the anthems, during any of the gameplay, but just the time. All right, we're going to take a quick break to look at the teams here, and he goes, "Now's my time," and he fucking kills himself.
Help!
Yeah.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? What would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. We're back for match day 2 of the Euros. We're well underway now. All the teams have played at least one game. Some have played 2. Since we last spoke, there was 4 teams left to play the group of death. France, Germany, probably the most looked forward to game of the group stages, I would say. And it really kind of disappointed a little bit in the end.
Yeah. I had predicted, I think more just out of hope that Germany would cause an upset and really turn everything on its head. They looked shite, to be honest. France just walked through them.
I said 3-0, and if it wasn't for that pesky VAR, I would have got away with it too. Kylian Mbappe and Benzema on the score sheet wiped out. Giroud could barely control his laughter on the bench, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's I do get why they disallow the goals because, well, I don't know. I don't actually get it why. Because, there was a time when the linesmen were just, completely put the flag going, yeah, that's way outside, pal. Forget about it. But now I suppose, and there is rare occasions where they get it wrong. And then we see it on the replays on TV. It's oh, he was onside by about a yard,
Yeah.
Now they're obviously in their ear saying, we'll check it. So like there's that's the safety net. I don't have to put my flag and potentially get it wrong. I'll just wait for the VR to tell me, yeah, that's off. Then I can put my flag. So in the grand scheme, they're getting them right pretty much 100% of the time, the offsides.
Hmm.
On the other hand, it's like it's so anticlimactic. You know, you're watching a great goal, and then you always forget. Well, I haven't been reconditioned to the point yet where I think, oh, wait for the offside. I go, oh, what a goal, and then it's like, oh, actually, no.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, a lot of the time as well, when it's so close, it's like, it doesn't really matter anyway. Like, if it's like someone's forehead is just off, a linesman wouldn't have seen that, and it would have been grand before. And it's more entertaining when, after the game, you could be like, oh, it shouldn't have been a goal, oh, it should have been a goal, rather than this. No, the science dictates it was a goal.
Yeah, well, these are the conversations that the billionaire owners are having usually in club football. It's like they're not content with that should be in. Well, you bollocks, fuck off. Like they're like, I've invested 38 million this summer alone in this team. What do you mean it wasn't offside? I can clearly see it was. Don't bullshit me, Dimitri.
I'm out of this league if this keeps up.
Yeah, so I think it's just like it's people who have money on the line and have power to change these things. That's why we've gotten this point of like absolute science. It's like this is a sport, this is a game. You know, you ruined this with your money, really. But yeah, no, it was a weird game. It was like it reminded me, and this isn't just because they're German or French, but it did remind me of those PSG Bayern games where Bayern would own the ball and try and create chances, and Lewandowski wasn't playing, so they couldn't score. And then PSG would just wait, hit them on the counter with Mbappe. So it's like a worse version of that. Even though you might say the French team is better than the PSG team, which it is, I suppose. But like, it just seemed a bit kind of slower, a bit more pedantic, and a bit like, you know, not enough Neymar for me in that game. Basically, who isn't very effective, isn't efficient in goal scoring, but he's just more entertaining to watch. Like, it was, you know, the Germany squad, everyone kept saying this German squad is going to crash out. They're one of the worst German squads ever put on the jersey. And you see the players go, like, most teams in tournament would kill for this team. Yeah. But then when you see them play, you go, actually, they are pretty fucking disjointed, and I'm not sure what this team even is.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know how, like, you would just think a team with players that good could just be told, hey, go out there and do what you want, and they'd do pretty well, but apparently not.
No, they have, they're very strong in the middle. Like, they have Kimmich playing as a right wing back, you know, whereas he beats centre mid in pretty most other teams in tournaments. So like, and then up front, they're lacking a lot. They had Gnabry playing up front as, you know, I guess a false nine or whatever, but you know, Werner's on the bench. We know all about Werner on this show. All too human, Timo Werner. You know, he doesn't start. He doesn't play. They're gone to a back three. Apparently, they were a back four all through the qualifying. He changed a back three after going for like. I don't think. Yeah. You know, for Banger's been there since what, 2008. Surely he would have figured out what to do with these players at this point.
Yeah, I think he's just lost them completely. Now it's just like whatever he says, it seems like the team is just thinking, this fucking guy, he's sure, now you want to do this, now you want to do that.
But like, I'm thinking, why all the talk about like bring back Hummels, because he's one of the, you know, the best center backs you have, and they're lacking in a few others. Like, why play back three then? Why are you bringing back a centre back to protect him almost?
Yeah, because he doesn't. A very Gareth Southgate move of like he wants to keep people happy, but also he's a coward.
Like, I don't know. I mean, like, obviously Rudiger played in the back two with Chelsea as well. I think for the same reason, because 1-on-1, you know, he get done by Mbappe as well. But you have him and you have Hummels and you have Ginter as well, who apparently people are unconvinced about at club level as well. So I mean, three shaky centre backs. You have two wing backs in Kimmich and what's the left back, the left wing back, Tolson or
fuck.
I'm not sure what his name is, but I wasn't too impressed either by putting his name. You know, so like, and then up front you had Havertz, Gnabry, and Muller, kind of in a front three. again, two of those players in Havertz and Muller, you're not really sure where they play. They're going to play all over. It just seemed very disjointed.
Didi Hamann was talking after the game or before the game. He made a good point of the whole thing of like bring back Hummels and Muller. Like that was the big campaign, and he finally did it.
Yeah.
But he was thinking, surely if you're one of the young players that got them the whole way through the qualification, then all of a sudden you're like, you're out, Hummels is in. And you're like, well, I did the work. Why do I have to fucking sit back now? Because people were giving out.
Yeah. I don't know what their qualification looked like. I mean, remember, the Irish team, I suppose, was a different team every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you were Germany, you probably could have afforded to try different centre backs a few different times. Like I'm assuming they brought him back because the German people saw the other centre backs and thought, like, Hummels is better than all these lads are trying out.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't say there was a settled centre back pairing. And I went, all right, thanks for getting us here. But Hummels, he used to play for Bayern Munich, so what can you do? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the French team, it's like, I know it's like it's the first game and it's. You want to pace yourselves. We were saying this beforehand, like the best teams will pace themselves for the semi-final, final, but they weren't that impressive. Like the French, Pogba had a good game. Kante had a very good game in the middle, and that's kind of all they needed to do almost.
Yeah.
Once they could break even with Kroos and Gundogan and in the middle, it was like, all right, they don't have much else up front. So like as long as we can win enough ball here and not have too much of it, they're not going to get many chances. And like. I know people are like, oh, Pogba played better for Man United. I actually don't think he played any better for France than he has for Man United. I mean, he did what he always does. He has loads of ability, loads of talent. He's strong. He can get the ball. He can run forward. But how many times does he give the ball away?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what he does for Man United.
He takes risks, like, and sometimes they're dumb risks. Like, there's no need. But I think it's just because he has fucking Kante beside him. So when he makes a mistake, you're grand. It's covered up. Whereas United, he's never had a Kante level person beside him. It's always Fred or McTominay or fucking an aging Matic. Like it's never.
Yeah.
I always think like he gets kind of harshly done by because, well, he has to keep the ball and make the goals and also defend.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I think obviously Kante is one, but Fred, you'd say on his day can be that same player can run around, tackle. I think it's more like. Obviously Mbappe and Benzema had goals disallowed. Like that kind of attacking power of runs means that their centre backs, I'm going to step up on you. Like they have their own problems to worry about. I think it's the whole team. It's like Pogba will do that. Like he gave 2 hostile passes to the concussed Pavard, like one after each other, like trying to lose the ball. Like
you okay,
he gave
man?
Pavard gave it back again, and then he went, "Oh, back to you, Pavard." I was like, "No, I'm still married. Stop giving me the ball." They lost the ball. He does that for Man United all the time.
Yeah.
But because you have Kipembe and you have Varane at the back and Pavard himself, and then you have Mbappe to rub the other end, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays that much better. I don't think he bothers himself more for France. I think he's liable to give the ball away. He's liable to do some excellent things as well. And, when you have a team of players around him, it works in that scenario. When it's a team that doesn't, offer the same outlets or the cover for him, it is what it is, I suppose. But France 1-0. Could have been more, should have been more. Germany now play Portugal next, who played Hungary and also weren't that impressive.
Yeah. It was pretty much just Ronaldo scoring every time he touched the ball, which he's going to do anyway. Like it's hard to not win games when he plays for you.
Diogo Jota had numerous chances in that first half. He took the ball off Bruno Fernandes' feet once. He had a great chance to pass it to Ronaldo. Chose to not pass to Ronaldo, and he was not happy with that one.
That's the end of him.
Ronaldo was ready to fucking kick off over that. Yeah. Like he was in. He was definitely in. Yeah. Kevin Doyle in the studio says, "Yeah, I think I definitely would pass to Ronaldo." Stefan Roach said, "Nah, I done the same thing. I had to take a shot." I was like, I don't know. Diego Jota had taken off, and they won 3-0 in the end. So I don't know if he'll be back for the next game, especially with the sway and the pull that Ronaldo has in that dressing room. I think that might be the end of your old pal Diego Jota.
Yeah, that's him finished. How do you think Portugal France will go?
I don't know. Because I think injuries will matter. They'll have to play Germany first, and then they'll play France.
Yeah.
And also, we're now in that kind of dodgy area especially for fantasy managers out there,
Yeah.
where you don't know who's going to play next because some teams are already through.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting that point now where it's like, okay, we're through. Are we going to play the second in the group? Can we rest him? Can we rest them? You know, so it's hard to call from now on in. I think Germany, Portugal. I don't know. I don't know if Germany have it in them to beat them.
Yeah.
Portugal looked kind of very out of ideas against Hungary at times. Like Hungary defended well, but like they're literally about as good as us.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly I think they're like a really good defensive team. Like they're not a great team. So the fact that it took them very late on a kind of a dodgy goal, at that point Hungary thought, all right, well, we're not going to score a goal, so we're going to lose this game regardless. We're fucked now. And then they got the penalty, and when they got the penalty, actually I thought, oh yeah, this is one is for Bruno Hernandez. And then I was like, oh yeah, sorry, Cristiano Ronaldo. What am I thinking? And he's going for a record. Forget about it.
I was thinking about that. I wonder, like, Ronaldo's obviously going to take the penalty. He has to because of who he is. But, like, is that really the smartest? Like, hasn't Bruno missed, like, one penalty
so,
out of 60 or something insane? Like, would it not make more sense to just let him take it? Ronaldo, relax, man. You'll score plenty of goals. Why not go for the sure thing rather than, like, keep him happy?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that is just the cult of personality that is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Well, like, you just know that's going to come back to bite.
Well, there's been a lot of missed penalties in the tournament so far. Like, a lot. Like, I mean, the one, obviously, the Denmark one that they missed, you put that down to other factors. But the Netherlands missed one against the Ukraine. Bale, nowhere close. So, Ronaldo going up, who has missed a few penalties in his time versus...
Yeah, he was never the best.
Bruno, who is slotting them home. But I mean, look, it's Cristiano Ronaldo's world in the best times. So with Portugal, like, there's no way he'd not take that penalty. Going for the record, not a chance. The real question is, like, say, if it comes up again, is he thinking it's golden boot time, baby?
Yeah, he is. I'd say he's thinking that from the moment he started the game.
Yeah. I mean, usually it's like maybe 5, 6, 5 or 6 will usually win it. So he has, what, 2 now?
2, yeah. He's nearly there.
Yeah, like if he scores one against Germany, I think he could definitely score one against Germany. That won 3. I remember Fernando Torres won it with 3. By virtue of playing the least amount of minutes for Spain. That's how he won it. It is interesting because it's kind of high risk. It's like if Ronaldo scores all the goals and they win, or even get far, it's like, oh, it's great. But like if he misses the penalty, it's like, oh well, they had better penalties on the team, Yeah,
it's the same with free kicks as well. Like,
well, the free kick thing is just gone beyond a meme. Like, it was a joke for years, and then he just kept doing it, and nobody stopped him. It was like, all right, well, I guess that's just what it is. Then it doesn't matter. He scores enough goals in regular play that it doesn't matter, and no one's going to say anything. So let him do that, I suppose. There's worse things he could be doing, I suppose. Yeah. That was the end of group of the first round, and then we kicked off the second round with Italy, Switzerland. They played the group A. Italy, I backed them for the tournament, Will. I was right.
They are going to win.
They're going to win. 6 goals, 0 conceded.
Yeah.
Every season we're saying, though, when they face better teams, we found out. Now look,
have they not won like 24 games in a row or something stupid?
Look, they weren't reading the same guides as I was reading, because I was very high up on them before the tournament. But I suppose, look, Turkey were poor. Switzerland are also very poor. But like I say, golden boot. Immobile now has 2, and I said before the tournament, if he starts banging goals, he's kind of a confidence player. He's on the score sheet now twice in a row. He's going to be full of confidence, and they have goals all over the pitch. Locatelli scored 2.
Yeah, and like because I was like looking him up. Because I was like, where does he what's he do? Where does he play?
Yeah.
He's like a fucking deep lying midfielder, and he's banging in goals. Like, everyone on their team can score pretty easily, it seems.
And they're very solid defensively.
Yeah.
Great
one of the two. one of the two centre backs went off injured though. I don't know if it was Bonucci or Chiellini. It was one of the duo.
I think it was Chiellini, right?
So I wonder if that'll affect them because they're unbelievable. Like.
I was searching for updates on it this morning. I couldn't see anything on it.
Maybe he's all right then.
Hopefully he's okay.
That's probably a good game to get injured in though, right before the one you can miss if you want.
Exactly, the best time to do it because they can rest here and relax. They'll go through the top of the group, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, yeah. Everybody's saying they're going to get found out. Like France obviously are good on paper. They didn't play excellently against Germany. They're playing a kind of counter-attacking style, which I think would suit Italy, to be honest. I
think so as well. Yeah.
But other than that, Belgium were pretty good. We'll get into that as well. But I mean, I'm pretty high up in Italy still. I know it's only been 2 group games, and it's a weak enough group in comparison to them versus other teams. But I think they're good in tournaments. Settled manager, experienced players. I think they have everything that you would need to win it.
Yeah.
Switzerland now they've drawn one, lost one. Not good for our boys, Turkey. They're going to really have to hammer them, and they've been on the end of a few hammer. We'll get into that later on. But I mean. Yeah, the Swiss, they haven't impressed me, but I don't think they've surprised me either. I think this is exactly what we thought they'd be like. A few Premier League players, some haven't played a lot this year. So I mean, they didn't get out of the group stages the last 2 tournaments. I don't think they'll get out of the group stages here either. I think Wales will probably have the edge on them. In Group B, we had Russia beating Finland 1-0. Another great goal disallowed by VAR. Now, again, rightly so. I don't really have a problem with that. It's just, the offside, and that was pretty instant actually because he was offside on the header pretty much. But still, it was a great goal. It's so anticlimactic to see that have to roll back and like, oh, actually, you didn't score. Especially
for your country at an international tournament, just like no, take it back.
Yeah, like especially for Finland because they are basically us at a tournament, like a small kind of plucky nation. Getting that first goal to go 1-0 up against Russia, that could have changed it. Unfortunately, it didn't. Artem Zuba causing havoc up there, got the assist for the goal.
He, honestly, like I've said it like 2 weeks ago, he's one of my favourite players. He is just like, I don't know, there's something just lovely about watching a lad like that who's like a player from the 80s or something. He's just a big lump up top who smashes everyone around and gets headers. Oh, he's savage.
6'6", the bomber.
Oh, what a player, man.
Not often that a nickname follows someone from the bedroom to the football pitch, but there you go. The other game, it's back, Will. My patented game of the round. Denmark versus Belgium. That was so good.
Yeah.
Like everyone's supporting Denmark, because you do feel bad for what happened to them. I mean, I've heard different stories about people living in Denmark and like just, like a national hero being struck down. It's like almost national embarrassment kind of. Not in the embarrassment in the sense of like they've done something wrong, but just like the whole mood of the country has just been taken down a peg like for no reason, so you're hoping that they put in a big performance and boy did they.
Yeah.
Jesus, I mean, for anyone who didn't know beforehand, there's this kind of almost philosophical debate about how we should honor Christian Eriksen. Belgium had put forth this idea that they were going to kick the ball out on the 10th minute so that we could all give Christian Eriksen a round of applause. A bit kind of condescending. I thought that, like, honestly, that was my first thought. That we're going to kick the ball out in the 10th minute. It's like, oh, you're going to have the ball, are you? That they were going to dictate. Like, we're just going to take the first 10 minutes off the game and kick the ball out. Like, don't worry, we won't score on you for that 10 minutes. And at the first, like, maybe the first or second action in the game was, I think Simone Kerr went through Torgan Hazard for a shortcut. Like, just like he was clear the ball, it went straight through him and just like stepped over and walked back on the pitch. It was like, it's one of those tackles so hard in the game that the ref never gives the yellow for.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
It's just a real statement of intent from the Danes. Like, they were,
we're not that sad, boys.
I don't think it was like a reaction to Belgium doing this gesture. I think it was just like, that was Denmark's mentality. Like, we're going to really fucking try and win this game. We're not going to lie down here. It was really kind of fighting spirit. Like, it just made me like the Danes even more. I've almost forgot about the 5-1 now. Almost. But yeah, they came flying out, and the Belgians were literally thinking, I thought this was an exhibition game.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like,
I thought we were just going to clap for like 80 minutes, we'd score 4 goals and that'd be that.
Yeah, Denmark came right at them and put them under huge pressure, pressed every single ball, and they got a goal in like the 5th minute. I was like, in 5 minutes' time, we were to kick the ball out here. It's like they could have been 2-0 up. The game could have been over. Like, Denmark, I've never seen a team go with such intensity. And Belgium were not expecting it, not ready for it. It was borderline kind of like, all right, this isn't really fair, Denmark. I mean, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah. We thought you were going to be sad. This is bullshit.
Yeah. They could have scored 2, maybe should have scored 2. As it was, 10 minutes rolls up, and it's 10 minutes and 5 seconds, 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Belgium have, for once, got the ball. They couldn't get a foot on the ball, and they finally had a bit of possession in the Denmark half, and then 10 minutes came up, and they kept playing with the ball. And then the Denmark fans started booing, saying, "You said you'd put it out. Hey! And the ref had to run over and stop the play and started clapping. Hey, we're all friends. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Like, it was so good.
Serves them right. That is savage.
Now, beforehand, Kevin Doyle was kind of on the fence with this whole thing. He was like, "I'm sure Christian Eriksen's thinking, I'm not dead, lads. I mean, I'm hoping to play again. Like, don't retire me, yes, for this kind of clapping for the 10 jersey." We still don't know. I saw he's been fitted with a heart starter. I don't know. Is that the same with the pacemaker? I'm sure it's similar to that.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have one of those, that doesn't seem like something you should be running around every day with. It seems like that's a thing that you relax with.
Well, look, my cardiology is rusty. I don't know what exactly that means for his aerobic output or any of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe his playing days are finished. Maybe there's players who have that and they still play. I don't know. But there was some debate. Kind of like, no, this is great, and others kind of like, I'm not sure about this. I think it's a bit much. I mean, don't write him off yet. Ronnie Whelan, who was commentating live, like whatever about Kevin Doyle before the game, thinking, I'm kind of skeptical about this. But when you're caught up in the moment, surely you should think, no, this is actually quite nice. Not Ronnie Whelan. No chance. He was like shouting over the applause, like, no, this isn't good. No. He wouldn't want this. I think he said, like, he's the kind of player who think, get on with the game. No, I don't want this at all. Get on with the game.
But, like,
boo.
Does Ronnie Whelan know Christian Eriksen personally? I doubt they've ever spoken.
Well, I mean, it's the co-commentator's right to say what type of player a player is. He's not that type of player. And when it comes to touching gestures of respect and admiration, he's not that kind of player.
Kindness, yeah.
Nah, he's not that kind of player, Will.
I did see a lot of stuff online from people arguing like, well, he's not dead. This is ridiculous. Or like, no, you have to. But when it first happened in the first game, a lot of the talk online was like, we have to stop the Euros. Like, so which is it? You can't do both. Like, you can't be like, this is like, it's a tragedy. Football takes a back seat. And then the next time be like, we can't stop the football.
Yeah, it's because other people will be more affected by it. Obviously, some people are like Danish fans or Danish people, the Danish players. Yeah, people who are outside of us who are thinking, it was terrible, or maybe people who didn't anyone saw it live. I think probably appreciated that. But like, you didn't see it live, you just kind of heard about it. You're thinking, he didn't die. I mean, he's not one of our players. I don't know. I think it's just one of the people recover from these things at different rates, and different people are affected by it of how close they are to Denmark or Christian Eriksen or whatever. Yeah. But I think when it was happening, it's happening now, Roddy. Like, you can be skeptical beforehand. You can have whatever respectable right to agree and disagree with it. But like, when it's happening, don't rain on the parade. Like, you're literally like trying to downplaying it as it's happening. You can't stop it now. You just have to accept that this is what's planned. They've all agreed it's happening. Surely
That's just commentating 101 is to not talk during the minute's applause of anything.
Yeah, he was fighting against the dying of the light there. Like, you had to just let it happen naturally. But yeah, it was nice, but like from then on, Denmark still kind of continued to dominate. Is there anything kind of gave them even more impetus to, win this game for Christian Eriksen? Don't forget who you're playing for.
Yeah, they were tiring a bit, and then they were like, "Oh yeah."
Of course, they got that first goal, but they got a goal back, Belgium, and were able to pull a real Man City move and bring on Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
And Axel Witsel as well, and Eden Hazard.
Again, I'm sure Denmark saw that and were like, fuck. What can we do?
And look, I said at the start, like, they'll definitely get through the group. They're an excellent team, but it's just kind of like tough games that went really up against you.
Yeah.
How will they react? How will they play? I mean, that was a pretty good test.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, you mightn't say Denmark are as good as France or Portugal, but like that was in Copenhagen as well. Like that atmosphere with that kind of level of pressure from the Danes, you won't get much harder than that. To be down 1-0 after 10 minutes, after 5 minutes. So yeah, I may have been wrong about Belgium so far. I'm not going to back them still. I'm going to stick with Italy, but I think that was a real kind of test of bottle and metal and guts, Will.
Yeah.
And they came through with flying colours, to be fair to them.
We were talking about it before we started recording here, but Lukaku won like man of the match or whatever. I remember watching that game. When I was watching that, I was thinking he's having a bad game. I don't know what that came from, because I know the first half especially, every time he got the ball, he lost it straight away. It was like watching him at his peak for United, where he just could not stop a ball dead to save his life for some reason. But I don't know. So I don't know what that was about.
That's what our criticism of Lukaku would have been over the years. I mean, I know he's had a really good season under Conte at Inter Milan, 2 really good seasons to be fair to him, and his scoring record for Belgium has always been excellent. But like, it was that kind of, hold up play, and the Premier League loves to fucking harp on about how physical and how under pressure every team can be any team. But like, that is exactly why, like, you get the ball and someone's in the back, you put you under pressure, and you should just give the ball away. And that's what he was doing against the Danes, who were really pushed up against him. So I don't know. I saw that Raheem Sterling got the king of the match in the the Croatia game. I didn't think he was great up until he scored the goal. So I don't know if it's fan based, if it's a guy who watches the last 5 minutes. I don't know. But
he just looks at the scores, takes a guess.
Because Ronaldo won for Portugal as well, and he wasn't good in that game until the last minute where he scored the goals. So like, I don't know if it's fan vote or whatever, but the Belgian squad is definitely deep. Torgan Hazard has become a really good player himself, so I mean, they are a very good team.
Big fan of Hazard brothers on each wing. That's very cool to watch. Like they're linking up and stuff. That's very cool. Has there ever been like 2 attacking brothers like that on the same team? Because I know there's
Denmark,
been like the Nevilles,
the Laudrups. Remember them?
Oh, of course, sure, yeah.
My favourite Laudrup quote, it was because just before things went totally wrong for him in Manchester. I haven't seen him since. He's going really well with Swansea. And they're like, so you learned a lot at Barcelona when you used to play with Pep Guardiola. And he said, people would have said that Pep Guardiola played with me. It was like, and like he was a way better player at the time, but like kind of like, all right, man, just let it go. And then like from that point on, things just like took an absolute downward turn. I haven't seen him since. He flew too close to Thunder, got a little bit carried away with himself there. Didn't like people saying that Pep was a better player than him. Yeah, that was my game of the round, my patented game of the round. Belgium through now to the last 16.
Yeah.
Denmark, up against it, I would say. I think they've now transformed into like a North Macedonia, who like they went into the tournament thinking, our tournament is going to be 3 games. So let's play well in every game. Like Denmark, say without the incident, if they were to have lost the first 2 games, it would have been like, this is a national disgrace, all this stuff. Whereas now it's like, look, you did a great job against Belgium. Now go out against Russia, give it your best, win, lose or draw. We're going to be proud of you. So they play Russia in the last game. I definitely watch that. I'll watch the next Denmark game for sure. It's going to be a great game because they're a decent side, decent players, and I don't think they have anything to lose in this last game. So Belgium are kind of the big dogs in that, but because Finland got the win against Denmark, Russia beat Finland. If Denmark beat Russia and Belgium will probably beat Finland, I suppose it's a shootout then, is it? Whoever scores the most. Oh, damn. Also, Speaking of shootouts, I was starting to see why Braithwaite plays for Barcelona. He's lightning fast. Like that move that Mbappe did to Hummels, where he ran around him with loads of space, and Hummels really gave away a penalty. He's the same thing to Vertonghen, who is definitely not as slow as Hummels. Like he's about the same age, but definitely not as slow. Braithwaite burned him, ran around him, and then gave a terrible ball across. But I'm trying to say, Barcelona probably thought this guy works hard, he's very fast, and he doesn't score goals. He's perfect for Messi. It's exactly what he needs. Someone's going to run for him and not score the goals. So whatever Moneyball tactics they're using at the Barcelona recruitment that summer, that's obviously why he's there. But I think they don't know if they'll need goals from somewhere else because it won't be fucking Braithwaite, that's for sure. Yeah, the other two games then, it was a Group C, Ukraine, North Macedonia. Goran Pandev doing his best. I called it right in North Macedonia. They're giving it a go. They're giving it a right bloody go.
Well, before the game, some footage started appearing on social media of them just having the crack training, doing some like a primary school sports day thing where they had balls in a cone and they're like throwing the cones to each other. I don't know what that teaches.
They had 4 lines, 2 teams, and they ran out with the balls on in the cone. So they're both 2 players holding the cones. They run out to the ballers. They throw the ball up, and if they catch each other's ball, then run back and throw it to the next man, or throw it up, header it back to the next man. And it was very entertaining to watch. And at the end, there was like same as a sports day where they were fighting over who won. And look, it works for them, man. Team spirit. It's hard to get right.
If from a corner the ball goes up and someone throws a cone onto the pitch, it's game over. They have that sorted.
They're decent enough though, North Macedonia. I didn't think they'd be this good, really. Obviously they qualified.
They're better than us.
They are technically better than us by that metric. But Ukraine, who I said would be the second best team in it, who I still think they are, looked okay. Once again, Yarmolenko scoring again. Both of them on 2 goals now. 2 goals, 2 games for them. But North Macedonia got one back with Alioski. Big Goran Pandev won the penalty, immediately went off, and then Alioski scored from his own rebounded missed penalty, which made it 2-1, I think. So that puts Netherlands on 1 win because they lost to the Netherlands narrowly. But again, goal difference could be crucial. So they're neutral goal difference now. Lost by 1, won by 1. And then the Netherlands 2-0 up against Austria. No Arnautovic, of course. Will you backed him publicly. You stood with Arnautovic. Was enough for him. He got done.
Only 1 game though. Yeah. So they wanted to punish. They knew they had to, but they also, I think, were like me and be like, this is really weird. Maybe 1 game. Because I mean, if it was a racist thing, then he's probably out for the tournament, surely.
I think they're a bit easier on white racism.
It's bad.
That kind of Balkan ethnicity kind of stuff. People kind of look and go, it's like, you realize I can't tell the difference between 2 of you. Like, you say Albanian, Serbic, I don't care. I don't know. So whatever squabble you have, it's like us having to go with someone from Laois. You know what I mean? It's like, lads, you're both from shitholes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what shithole you're from, what shithole you're from. I don't care. I'm not going to count this as racism. This is not serious stuff. Not that they haven't actually had real wars and killed each other over this stuff, but the perception of this, I'm saying, is that people look at it like, come on, let's relax.
Speaking of, should we talk about Gary Lineker really winning an argument with Mr. Tato by bringing up the famine on Twitter today?
Yeah, he deleted that tweet now, very rapid, the cunt. Yeah, I mean, one of those fucking Twitter interactions, I saw those people underneath, like, talk about the famine then, talk about, like, I was like, oh man, Jesus Christ. So boring.
You're not going to win him over.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. He's arguing with Mr. Tato.
But yeah. So no Arnautovic for Austria. I mean, look, he didn't start last week. He wanted to sub and scored a goal. So I guess because he's a well-known name, like he was sorely missed. They had a few chances, Austria, but they didn't really threaten Netherlands. Look, I said Netherlands, could possibly knock it out of this group. It seems foolish now, and you may have said it was foolish then. All we know for sure that it definitely was foolish the entire time.
At some stage.
Yeah, Netherlands looked really good. Frankie de Jong, who by his own admission had a bad year at Barcelona, didn't really settle in well. He's looking like the player from Ajax who Barcelona bought. Him and Gigi in the middle, bossing it against Austria. Poor David Alaba was outnumbered there.
Yeah.
Up front, Depay, he got the penalty, scored the penalty. He hasn't really set the tournament alight.
No.
But he's still dangerous. He can still score a goal. He's not playing badly either, I suppose. But
yeah,
and at the back they're solid as well. So I think they, they're kind of what I thought Turkey might be.
Yeah, just kind of getting through games.
I thought they have good players, solid, and they'd beat teams worse than them. They're not going to win the whole thing.
No, I don't think so.
I'll make that prediction right now. Stick up on the wall. Netherlands quarterfinals.
Take your life savings.
Yeah.
Go to the bookies. Netherlands quarterfinals.
Write that up on the wall here in the headquarters. Will Netherlands quarterfinals? That's as far as it'll go. Austria, Ukraine are in that situation now of whoever scores more against the next team. That's who will go through a second. Well, yeah, they're playing each other. Sorry, they're playing each other.
They're playing each other.
So it is. It's it's an actual shootout, not like the one I made up in my head about Denmark. This one is winner takes all. I'm not entirely sure how the third place playoffs are going to pan out.
No,
haven't looked into it, so I don't know. But definitely, some teams will go through, some teams won't. Will.
Is there usually third place playoffs, or is this new?
It's a new thing. It's a new thing. Yeah,
I was thinking because I was like, the good thing about the Euros is it's very easy to follow.
They take that away from us too, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe they get through by coefficient.
Yeah, maybe based on. Well, you had a pretty good Euros in 2004, so I was very impressed by Wayne Rooney in that tournament. So you go through England. But yeah, the big match then, the one that we should have been. Well, I was looking forward to. Now I just kind of I don't know. I'm picking up the pieces here. It's the bandwagon wheel, folks.
Yeah, it is tough.
Turkey versus Wales.
End of season 2.
Yeah,
it's the last bandwagon wheel.
It's looking like that. It's looking like Turkey are going to crash out. They're still in it mathematically. I don't even know if there's a point in getting into that because it would mean Switzerland beating Italy, I think. I don't know, man. I'm broken. I'm a broken man.
No, sure, they lost to Wales as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, if anyone didn't see it, Turkey lost 2-0 to Wales. And it's tough as well because there's fucking Ramsey as well. I mean, this Turkey side is not well prepared. I mean, Ramsey did what he did for Arsenal for years. Just that late run down the middle, the Lampard-esque run. That's all he ever wanted to do. And it's ironic because when he had that good couple of seasons at Arsenal doing that, scoring goals, that's what facilitated a move for someone like Mesut Ozil to think, oh yeah, Arsenal are actually kind of decent. Yeah. And then Ozil took that spot. And Ramsey had no interest playing in centre mid or deep line. Like he wanted to play as a number 10. He did that twice actually. Maybe 3 times, but twice he had 2 clear-cut chances for Wales. Ran straight to the middle, nobody tracked him for Turkey. He missed 2 sitters. One definite sitter, one maybe, he wouldn't know what to score. The signs were there, and Turkey never fixed it. Never put someone and said, watch that late run. And, third time's a charm. He came in, finished it, a really good goal.
He also pulled off one of the best tackles you'll see where Turkey were clear through about to shoot, and he wasn't even in frame, and he just came sliding through to block the ball. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to care for Wales, all right, sometimes. Another player, he didn't have a good season for Juve, but, doing that late run for Wales where he worked a charm for them. Turkey knocked on the door, didn't have a lot of clear-cut chances. Big Berk Yilmaz had the best chance. It was falling to him, seemingly in slow motion, and he couldn't wait. So he jumped up and kicked the ball like a bad centre back, and he was free, unmarked. They didn't know where the ball was. The ball was coming down, and he, that was a chance to equalise this. He blew it. He fucking blew it.
Yeah. He had an awful tournament, didn't he?
He hasn't been good. Turkey haven't been good though. I mean, another player, Dan James, he did it against Switzerland down that flank. He has ridiculous pace. Turkey seemed to not be aware of that. They weren't aware of their main weapons. Like, it was a Gareth Bale ball to Aaron Ramsey and then Dan James down the wing. It's like anybody could have told you that was going to happen. But Turkey seemed to have no plan for it. Chanlaglu, he looks sluggish. Like, you compare him with Ramsey, a similar player. There's no comparison. Both playing in Italy, one starting all year for AC Milan. I mean, he was not good. It's inescapable, Will. If Halil Akbanar was there, they were, sorely lacking creativity. That's the only silver lining I can take from this, is that the World Cup is next year. I have not seen anything from those Turkish players that tells me that Halil Akbanar does not deserve a spot in that World Cup squad.
Yeah, that is the best thing that could have happened to Halil, is all of those people failing. Because they're going to be like, get them all out. We need new people. Yeah. Does anyone know someone who can play on the wing? Change
it up. We need more creative players in the middle. They had nothing. They didn't create anything. Burak Yilmaz, I know he had a good year at Lille, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. You need someone to get the ball up to him. There was no seemingly plan to attack. They changed up the centre backs after the last day. It didn't seem to make much difference. Conceded 2 goals. I mean, the first goal, sure, it was a Ramsey run, but that wasn't stopped. They could have scored more. They scored 2 in the end when the game was kind of over.
Yeah.
Gareth Bale, turning it on. It was a really good goal, to be fair.
But as well, that was another thing where they had a corner. They went short and looked like they were holding it up. And then Gareth Bale burst into the box and they nearly scored. And they got another corner. And then they go short again. And Turkey are like, oh, this time they're holding it up. And then he just burst by them again.
Yeah.
Like, immediately after doing it.
I mean, what were we told, Will? This is a solid defensive team.
Best team since 2002. That's what we were told.
Best team since 2002. It wasn't going to be like the previous tournaments. We were going to be solid at the back and creative up front. We were neither. We were fucking neither. Like, we didn't create anything. The defense is a shambles. They were like, Italy, sure, they ran through us. And that's the big. It actually made me go not so sure on Italy because Turkey were so bad. So I thought Italy beat a decent Turkey squad. No, they didn't. They beat a bad Turkey squad. Wales pissed through us. I mean, it's tough to watch. You'd have to imagine that's the end of the tournament for Turkey.
Has, surely to God. I think, I mean,
all this time, Will, I was saying, it could be Netherlands who fuck up. It could be Croatia who fuck up. It could be Belgium who fuck up. No, it was right under noses the entire time. It was Turkey.
We were that team.
Turkey are the disappointments.
And not even the disappointment, literally, like, I think all of the talk is, whenever Turkey comes up now, is they're like the worst team at the Euros this year, like by far.
The talent to hype to expectation to performance ratio versus even a team like North Macedonia or Austria or whoever else, they've done so badly, because everyone thought this would be a dark horse at these teams. I'm so let down. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you feel for them.
We fucking hammered, was it Germany or Spain?
Netherlands. We beat Netherlands 4-2.
What happened, man?
I don't know. But I mean, yeah, unfortunate for the boys there. They'll go out now against Switzerland. 2 teams with nothing to play for, really. I mean, Switzerland, if they win, they'll have drawn 1, lost 1, and won 1. And Wales will have drawn 1, won 1. But then this is the thing: Italy are now through. Who will they play against Wales? If Wales draw against Italy, that would put them through, wouldn't it? Because they'd have won by 2.
I think so. Yeah.
And then drawn 2, whereas Switzerland would have lost 1. So Switzerland. The point being, Switzerland have to come out and try and hammer us. Lost by 3 to Italy, lost by 2 to Wales. Switzerland are going to want to come out and put 3 or 4 passes as well. I mean,
they made Wales look like fucking Brazil in that game. Like Wales were just doing whatever they wanted. So
Yeah, I mean, Wales
that
were
is-
back there 2016 best. People were saying it's like no, like you just don't know how bad Turkey are. I think you have to forget everything you heard about Turkey. They're not good. They haven't been good. They're not even well organized. That's what's annoying. You know, like to not know about Ramsey and Bale and Dan James. I mean, come on, it's so poor, so poor. But look, we'll support them to the bitter end. You know, we'll see them out against Switzerland now on Sunday, I think. We'll be well on it by that point. So, you know, I could get a bit ratty, you know, so prepare yourself for that.
bit emotional.
I could get very emotional, and we'll be recording pretty much straight after that. So it's gonna be a raw episode on Monday, folks. I'll tell you that much. But look, hopefully we get the win. Fingers crossed. Turkey can put some pride in the jersey. You know, we'll see. I mean, think of fucking Halil Akbanar. He would think what he would do to be here right now, and this is the performance you're putting in. It's disrespectful. Disrespectful to the great man.
I mean, literally though, like any of the clips we've seen of Halil or games we've played, he is very good at making something from nothing while playing for a kind of poor team. Like it's exactly who they need.
Like genuinely, I think they have missed him. You know, I think
so.
They genuinely have missed somebody who can create something on a team that is up against it, because that's what he's been doing all year. So look, I mean, I think, like say, if not going is obviously a bitter blow for him, but the way it's fallen with the World Cup being next year, this is probably the best scenario for him. Because even if it was in 2 years' time, it's kind of all forgotten about. But this will be fresh in the memory. I think he has a great chance to make it. If he puts up another good year, he still has to perform himself. But you know, fingers crossed for him. Yeah. So from that, move on to more disappointment for me. Anyways, fantasy corner. Yeah, hubris. It's a hell of a drug, Will.
You were like the 76ers there the other night against the Hawks.
Yeah.
Flew too close to the sun.
I really opened my mouth too soon on that one. Bragging about
you
being
probably
second.
also, just like the 76ers, I would say you lost an 18-point lead against me.
Well, no, I've look, Will, not to be rude, but you know, I'm not worried about you. You know, I was second in the whole fucking thing, and now I'm down to 12th.
Well, you made the mistake, you put it on the Instagram as well, of counting your chickens before Portugal had played.
Yeah, I fucking Ronaldo. Because when Ronaldo scored 2 goals, I looked at my team and was like, why didn't I pick Ronaldo? What am I doing? What's wrong with me? Why didn't I think of that? I don't know what.
The all-time best Euros player going for multiple records.
Playing Hungary, who drew with us. I mean, when you take a step back, I mean, you do these kind of like mental gymnastics to try and make your team, and Bert Gilmas put him in, and then think, no, Cristiano Ronaldo is playing against Hungary. It's so simple. It's a simple game.
It's you are like me last week, having John McGinn starting on my team instead of, I don't know, fucking Wijnaldum or like anybody.
Yeah, someone who has a history of scoring goals. But I don't know. I suppose we'll give big ups to the leader at the time of recording, Friday the 18th of June, Bournemouth FC. I think we can divulge that's your older brother, Johnny Bournemouth. Good name, Johnny.
You know, the nightmare winner of a fantasy league. The older brother.
Well, what's worse is second is my older brother. Horses don't run, they can't. This is getting desperate, Will. I mean, this is becoming a trend.
There's something worse as well. I don't know if you know. Do you see Champs there in the top 5? A team called Champs?
The Wex chef.
That is my stepdad. My entire family is beating me in fantasy.
My younger brother's hot my heels. So I mean, this could turn into we're becoming Turkey. Highly rated by ourselves, and we're the worst. We're going to be the worst players in the league.
Oh well, all's not lost, Kyle, because we do host the league. We can just end it whenever we want.
well, you know,
end the league, end the podcast, move away.
Hopefully it won't come to that, but we're definitely not above that. So we'll give a shout out to the top 5.
Yeah.
Bournemouth FC, horses number 1. Horses don't run. They can't. Bin Chickens number 3. The Bangers FC joint number 3. Sorry. The Weck Chef, Champs. Bit kind of condescending really. Number 4, and then Coming up number 5, Neville wears Prada. That's the top 5. It's still pretty close though, you know. There's not like huge chasm. So I mean, it can change. Like I say, I was second, and then 2 games, and I'm down to 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it can change very quickly.
This is something I've noticed as well with this one is it's very different to like the Prem one because it's spread over a whole 7 days of games.
Yeah.
Normally the Prem is like after one game day, like after a Saturday, you have a good idea of how you're doing that week. After Sunday, you know. But this, it's like only 3 games have been played today. There's still like 12 more to go in this game week, so it's hard to judge still.
Yeah, and there's very little space in between the transfers and between like, you know, getting your team set, and the substitutions is another element added to it.
Awful element. Every sub I've made so far, I've lost points.
Well, I'll tell you who fucked me. Fucking Roberto Martinez, the original ball fraud himself. I mean, he plays Boyat in the first game, supposedly as a Zuber stopper, because he played against him in the Russian league. And I was like, okay, and I had Denier in. I was like, all right, well, you know, I'll put Denier in. So I was like, oh, right, he doesn't play. So then I put Boyata in. He puts Denier in. He keeps switching on me. So I got 0 points from Boyata again. After getting 0 points from Denier, I've picked the one that isn't playing. So I'm struggling. I'm sure. The worst thing is now I'm not even sure what my next move is.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think there's a wild card brewing, definitely.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who's not aware, the Limitless.
Yeah.
I think is like for anyone who played the official game, is like a bench boost. Everybody plays, everybody gets points. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's a free hit. I think it's the other one where you can make as many.
Fuck, is it? And then they revert back, is it?
I think so.
I thought it was that, and then it was like the wild card was just a wild card.
No, so I think Limitless is like a 1 day wild card or whatever, or 1 week wild card. But the wild card is permanent transfers.
Interesting.
I might be wrong there as well. That's a guess.
Maybe I'm being wrong on purpose to lead the people astray. Who knows?
Because I think maybe there's no bench boost because you have to pick the subs that come on.
Aha, yeah. Get unlimited transfers with an unlimited budget for 1 match day only.
Unlimited
so use
budget?
It wisely. Mm-hmm.
Like you can put whoever you want.
Once the match day is over, your team will go back to the way it was before, like magic.
Carl, off record. Let's use Limitless this match day.
Oh, yeah.
No one else is going to unlimited budget. You can just have like Ronaldo and Bruno and De Bruyne.
I should have used this sooner. Well, this is the thing. Really, this is the thing. It's like, for the group stages, it's probably actually too late to even use Limitless.
You should have used that day 1, really.
Yeah. Fuck. I should use it for the second round for sure, because you had we've done it. We've bottled it. Fuck.
So when do we use? Should we use? Now we're in this together. I think.
I think so. Now it's just about not coming dead last. I think I'm aiming now for top 10. You know? In a 30-man league, that's pretty good. Yeah, top 10 would be pretty. I'd be happy with that.
You could build on that in the World Cup.
Yeah, this is a building tournament for us. Limitless. I would say use it for at least the last round of the group game. If you haven't used it already, I'm sure some of you have. Some of you know more than us.
Again, like we were saying, some players might be rested for, like Belgium might rest players or Italy might rest players now. So,
but there's players like, say, Yarmolenko.
That's true.
Ukraine's left to win. He's in form.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think when he gets the last 16, they're tougher games. There's no one true. You can guarantee. Like I said, the top scorer usually scores 3 or 4 goals. They've already scored most of their goals.
So
this is the last chance you might get to get a whipping boy. Like, lump on, like whoever's fucking playing Turkey, you know. Tell you that. You know, don't get any Turkey defenders. Get some Swiss defenders in there. They'll fucking keep a clean sheet.
Captain Shaqiri.
So it's like I say, it's all set to play for. It's all very close. There's players are switching positions a lot, but I don't have a fucking clue what I'm doing, to be honest.
No, it's much harder than the Prem one, isn't it?
Because I don't know any of the players really.
Don't know the players. Don't really know who's playing who when. Don't know the new rules.
You got to be on this. Got to be 100% on this. But this is the great thing about the Euros, especially the group stages, because there's so many games on all the time. That's like, if you want to, you can watch all the games all day, and that's great. But if you don't get to see them, it's like, I missed Czech Republic versus Scotland River. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been watching that if it wasn't the Euros anyway.
You didn't miss much, so there's no this kind of this fear of missing out. It's like the Sky used to be like that, where they used to have all the games the weekend. You could sit the whole weekend and watch all the games you wanted, but if you missed them, it wasn't the end of the world. But then it's like there's 2 games on Sunday, and I can watch the first one. Oh, it's Brighton Burnley.
Yeah,
great. I've planned my day around this game,
yeah,
and it's one game I would never watch.
Yeah.
So when it's like there's good games on that you'll see, there's games that you'll miss, but you watch them, they're good. It's a great little mix of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been enjoying the tournament so far. Will, I think it's been a pretty solid tournament.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think, really, for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the other news: Ramos, of course, leaving Real Madrid after 16 glorious years at the top for Los Blancos.
Yeah.
Where do you think he'll end up, Will? Man United, Arsenal?
Man United.
Where else would he go? The 2 biggest clubs in the world, Man United and Arsenal.
I think he'd go Man United, and I think I'm going to hate it. I don't want him.
Yeah. People saying PSG, but I think
they're smarter than that.
I think they're probably too smart for that now. Yeah, I think they've grown up past signing a 35-year-old centre back past his best.
But here's my guarantee: is a whole summer of United chasing Varane, chasing him, looking like they're going to get it over the line, and then signing Ramos on deadline day.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be back Monday. We do have a long planned holiday.
Yeah.
Not just me and Will, me and a few others. Hopefully someday we'll have a corporate retreat somewhere. Will we get big enough? We get a corporate retreat. But for now, it's just your run the mill friends holiday. Mm-hmm. We're heading off to an undisclosed location in the west. We don't want our crazy fans following us out there, Will. But we're gonna be on it probably from Sunday to Wednesday. But we're gonna put out another episode on Monday. So look forward to that. Absolute shit show of an episode that's coming.
No, it should be like 90% a good episode and then 10% who knows. Because I think we're recording like the end of it on the Monday. I think is how it's gonna work.
We're gonna figure something out.
Yeah,
like
definitely expect one part of the podcast to be much better than another part.
We do have Turkey to play on Sunday, like I said, so it could be very somber. It could be a great win. Who knows? But we'll be back Monday.
Could you imagine Turkey winning while we're off?
That would be great.
What a few days.
So yeah, we Monday again. Tune in for that, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, good luck.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would Claudia say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?